Hey folks, all doing? Here of None here with your Mundus Minute on December 9th, 2022. ESO news, Luxury Merchant, and Gold Merchant stuff all in a few minutes. So first up in the news. Well, the new crown crates for December are out, and notably, they have Screaming Cheese. Yes, Screaming Cheese. Take a look, you don't believe me. In addition to that, they also have the new customizable, what do you want to call it? The teleport skin, which changes the way that you teleport away, if people haven't seen that before. And also make sure to take a look at the ESO Crown Store showcase for December. You're going to be seeing the new double mount coming out pretty soon, so you can take yourself and a friend around for a joyride in Tamriel. Also in the news, the New Life Festival is going to be starting on December 15th and go on until January 3rd. So it's going to go all the way on to the next year. During this time, you're going to be able to get Impresiago tickets and various motif and room boxes from previous years. And you should finally be able to get the final pieces that you need for your Alakosh Hourglass, which are going to let you change the time of day inside of your house. So yes, kind of exciting. Also, they're giving some of the Indrik feathers and berries and pets if you didn't get them last year. So if you have a gap in any of your Indrik stuff, that'd be a time to fill it out. All right, that's it for the news. Let's take a look at the Luxury Merchant and the Golden Merchant for this week. So, first up in the Luxury Merchant, prayer reels, banners, regular and serpent chairs, coffers, showcases, regular and urns, Nedic altars, and orbs for you to ponder. So this is like our Arthurian archive, which is an interesting trial if you haven't been into it before. And if you haven't, then you really should get into it. It's been out for, I don't know, I want to say like the second year the game got out. Like the first trial that we ever got into. On the Golden Merchant this week, for 150k, Gloom Grace necklace, which when you take damage, you become a living shadow for 10 seconds, causing you to heal for 1174 health every 2 seconds, and gaining major evasion, reducing your damage you take from area attacks for 20%. This effect can occur once every 20 seconds. Kind of average. I would say you can probably skip it if you don't want it. Not really a meta from what I know in either PvE or PvP. Also for under 50k, Ring of the Ranger, with its 5-piece bonus, reduces the effectiveness of snares applied to you by 50%. May be useful inside PvP, and PvE though, not that useful. For 250k, Ring of the Ritualist, which on its 5-piece bonus, dealing damage to enemies applied with Ritualist applies the Ritualist mark to them for 10 seconds. Enemies with your Ritualist mark take an additional 16% damage from your summoned pets. So if you run a Sork, you might want to run this, or a Necromancer probably would also be a benefit from this too. Then finally for 250k, Sunder Flame Ring. When you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, you deal an additional 9,355 flame damage over 10 seconds and apply minor breach to the enemy, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 2,974. This effect scales off your higher weapon or spell damage. Again, another one that's probably you want to skip. I don't know, like, I'm trying to recall what applies minor breach, but you already have enough penetration from other sets. So really not great in PvE, PvP. Maybe have a use for it, but I don't see it. Then for 100k, Prior Thickris Mask, which dealing damage with an area effect ability, creates a 6-meter shadowy whirlwind below your enemy for 7 seconds. Enemies within the whirlwind take 1,309 physical damage each second, and their damage taken from you by your area effect abilities by 5%. That can occur once every 15 seconds and scales off your weapon or spell damage. This is an interesting one. I don't have a recommendation for this, but if you don't have ESO Plus or you just don't want to run the dungeon this comes from, maybe you want to pick this up just to have it in your collection. But if you're going to run this, I just imagine something like a Sork would probably benefit the most out of us, using Sork Hurricane or something else like that. They have a lot of good AoEs that could probably benefit from something like this. Then also for 100k, Bogdan's Nightflame Guys. When you hit yourself an ally, you have a 20% chance to summon a totem for 6 seconds that heals you and your allies in 5 meters for 1,487 health for every 1 second. That can occur once every 10 seconds and seals off your max magic health stamina. This is useful, however, the dungeon it comes from, Elden Root, is pretty easy to run, and I'd probably recommend just running that instead of spending the gold. But if you just don't like PvE, probably pick it up just so you can get your collection. Anyway, I'm Hero of None. That's the Mundus Minute. See y'all in Tamriel. Also, don't forget to follow me here on the YouTubes, the Twitters, and the Twitch at Hero of None. See ya.